This is the one I put in this box. I had an 8-inch speaker. I went to a 12-inch. I had to put this diagonally for the back of the speaker basket to butt up to it. Two 606s and 12AT7, 7025, 725, 12AT7, which is feeding the reverb pan, which isn't working. Okay, so I'm drawing it out. I've been drawing it out, mistakes and all. And I come to figure out that it's probably this schematic here, over here, this page right here. That's what I was trying to figure out which one it was. I knew it was something I copied out of here. Oh shit, now it's gone. Erased. Well, okay. Forget that idea. I'll find it again. But anyways, the only difference I noticed that I made, that they don't have, okay, I got the phase splitter done wrong. I thought this was a phase splitter because I didn't work with a guitar amp in a long time. But this has, one of these got to be flipped this way, and then they're stacked that way. So this is not correct as the format of the paper. The only difference I noticed is this one, where is it? One of these, I did two of those because I did a second one. What's that? Okay, this is the better of the two. The only difference I made is I put a 4.7K here and another one there. They only have one 4.7K is what I think. Otherwise, this is basically all the same inputs, and they all have like a 680, where is it? 820 ohm. 820 ohm. This goes to the plain side, dry side, whatever you want to call it. This is what I have the oscilloscope hooked up to right now, is this line out. So this is also to the power amp, and where the heck is okay, around the reverb is built around this 3 meg and the 10 picofarads. It's 10 picofarads. Whatever I wrote there, it's 10 picofarads and a 3 meg or a 3.3 meg. Okay, so here's your going out to the reverb, and your return is here. So it's built around this 3.3 meg or whatever, and a 10 picofarads. So that's what this thing is. With tremolo. Takes a while. This is strength. Okay, full blast on strength. That's as slow as it gets. If you go really fast, it takes a while to catch up. So what I want to do to this, I'll pause this and shut this off and flip it. I don't have a speaker plugged in. I'll get the speaker. How the wire's at? So I have it so you can plug the speaker in the back or on the top plate. So I think this capacitor here is the one that feeds the reverb, which would be, what does it do? It's this one. That's that orange drop. So that's a giant 0.1 right there. So I was thinking if I went to a plate capacitor, I know way back in the late 70s or 80s I built a oscillator and I put it into another amp I built and I was able to get it to function. But I first built it with wax capacitors. It would not work. And I think back in those days the wax capacitor should work. But I knew from my past I had to use plate capacitors. So I think this should be a plate capacitor. And then I think the where is it? See, it takes time to catch up, so I think it has to do with that capacitor, hopefully. It's like a deep swell. I think if I change that, it'll also change the swell of the cycle. So I'm going to hook my oscilloscope up to that right now and see what it gives. And this is this one. Sounded like mud. I bought it off of eBay back in the day and it sounded like mud. I couldn't have that. Well, if I hook it up here, that's going to be a very boring spot. All that's happening there is that, let me find it here. Okay, I think they're all basically the same. I get this glare out of here. So where I'm at is right here. Where the hell is it? That's a negative power supply for the 6L6s. Where I'm at connected is this here. Well, I mean, that's that 0.1 and the 220K resistor. So all that's going to do is, you know, let the signal pass and block it, whatever you want to call it. With the what I would like to do is get up to here to this plate, I think. Or should I hook up to the control grid? This could be dangerous to an oscilloscope. I'm not sure. Oscillators can be very dangerous to sensitive equipment. So even though it's only operating a 90 volt neon light, still the song remains the same. So if I was to hook up to here, this is pretty slow signal and pretty strong, so I should be able to hook up to this control grid. If not that, I can hook up to the plate. I'll hook up my, I won't use my A channel. I won't use the left side, I'll use the right side without the frequency counter. I don't need a frequency counter. Okay, I'll hook it up. But this is the one I think it is. So I think that's a silver face. You know, I don't know when they did away with the rectifier. I thought when they did, wait, this has a rectifier tube. Oh. Okay, forget that idea. I thought when they went from black face to silver face was solid state rectifier, but I had a Princeton reverb that had a 5Y3 in it, and it was a silver face, so I knew that wasn't true, but it was a good thought. I'm gonna look at this one. This one here's a nice copy of it. It is a rectifier too, but they're basically all the same. They got like 820 schematics, and I think there's very little change in those. So some are very hard to read in here. So this is a super reverb, blah 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 blah. So you got your vibrato. So here's your vibrato circuit, and so I'm going to hook up this grid and that plate. First the grid, and then I'll do the plate. If I don't get a signal at this control grid, then I'll go to the plate. It doesn't say the plate numbers, but I got them here. They're either 7 or 2, the grids, or the grid, or I should say 2, 7, 6, and 1, I guess. I'll hook it up. I'll find it. Pause this out for a bit. But the schematic I built this from is out of this book. That's all. That's what I do know. I do some fancy dancy stuff in there. Don't know why, but I do stuff like that. Well, I put one around this capacitor. Where is it? I think it's... Let me put this down. Where is it? Oh, they're right here. Behind the filter capacitor. I wrapped it around because the signal's running through there, so I wrapped a coil of wire around there. Help shield it. That's the same as this. Same as that. That's line out. Same value capacitors. They hook up in the same spot, which is line out is 0.002. So this goes to this page, which is the 0.002 right there. So what I want to do is get rid of this big one and put a plate capacitor 0.1 inside there. So I'll hook this up and see what happens. For tremolo. Okay, this schematic here shows a 10 meg on the plate of the 12AX7 right here. 10 meg. I don't think that's what I got. I think I have a 4.7. Where the hell did it go? 4.7 meg right here. There's a purple and a yellow on it and a green, so it looks like a piece of shit resistor. I can't believe I was buying this shitty resistors back in the day when I built this. Okay, but it has one of these deals, so it's nothing exciting to be on this side of this, you know, just it's basically turning the volume up and down. Back on where I said there's a 4.7 meg. There's 2 of them tied together. Right there, 2 of them tied together. You can see the tail in between the 2. So it's obviously I didn't have a 10 meg. So I'm hooked up to I think I'm hooked up to the control grid. The plate is 6, so I think my control grid is right here with this 1 meg, I think. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about this. I'm just looking at it that as a tube, not the particular. So I put this up to 50 volts, which would be 500 volts. I'm gonna change this, and well, we got too many volts running through it. I have to do this. I think this way. I usually do this wrong. It should be, you know, hot. Yeah. What the hell's going on? Let me. That's I don't know. It's DC. It's whipping DC volts. Wait a minute. It's whipping DC volts. That's too slow. That's swing. So it's going slow. Ain't much faster than a heartbeat. Oh boy, wrong way. I gotta be way too. Well, I'm way. I gotta be way that direction here. Let me flip this thing. Let me put this thing up to 50 volts again. Let me flip this to X1. Let's speed it up. Changing it to X1. I don't know what the hell. It's not even showing a frequency. Well, maybe that's an AC signal where I'm hooked up here. Well, I should have rehearsed this first. I'm at 500 millivolts. Okay, I'll go to the plate, which will be where the neon bulb hooks up. So it's still doing this, even with the depth all the way down. So that must be interference. Here's what I'm getting. This won't show the frequency on this channel. I'm at 50 volts there. 50 volts? Wait a minute. What the hell am I doing here? I gotta do this one. Let me see, that's at 500 millivolts. Let me put that up. I gotta be on this one here. So it's raising the DC volts. Let me see. That's not going to anything, I don't think. Ain't going to the whip. Put on DC volts. Oops. So now it's just showing the DC volts flat line. I don't know what that is. It's not whipping to the tremolo. Something else. Not working. Anyways, it didn't work out. But here's the schematic anyways to it. As far as I can figure out. This, I gotta deal with this and see what the hell. Have it grounded right here. Boy, look at how close that is to the B+. I'm thinking someday I better have a damn collar over that. In between there's, you know, half of 500 volts. That's what this gets. So I was hooked up in between the two 4.7 megs. That's the only place I could hook up handy. So anyways. So I'll do something simpler. So on AC volts, have it at all the way up, whoops, all the way up to 50 volts. I got the ground hooked up. I gotta watch this stupid dog leash. I'm just gonna find a 6.3 volts. I can do that. I see one right here. I don't know if I can hook to it. All those green wires. I never soldered the line out, I noticed. I never soldered it. Never tried to use it either. I'll look for 6.3 volts someplace here. Back on here. I'm at 50 volts right now, so I found it on a 6L6 right by those diodes. I put those diodes on here from plate to ground. I got 3 diodes stacked there, and I got 3 diodes down here. But anyways, let's see. I should be able to pull off 6.3 volts, I would think. So now I'm happy. RMS. AC scale, what am I doing wrong? Okay, I'm on X10. Am I on X10? I should be on X10. I'm on X10, so what's wrong with this? Peak to peak 9.6, 3.47. That don't seem right. 6.3 volts, not that. Let me see. Oops. Didn't mean to hit it twice. 6. Okay, 6. What the hell? It's off. Off. Wait a minute. I gotta change what channel I'm syncing from. So it's syncing from, triggering from channel 1. It's triggered from channel 2 right now. It won't show a frequency on this one, but it will show voltage. Well, we got a frequency. What don't we see? RMS we don't see. So it's 9.99. Go back here. Sync from trigger from channel 1. Wow. Well, the frequency is correct anyways. Nothing else. If I go like this, I'm on X. If I go to X1, I know I got it switched to X10. All that does is change the math. Now that puts me down to millivolts. I change the math again. X10. Whoops. X10. That's what I have on. So it gives me 3.6 volts. I'm on X10. I'm going to take it off now. It's a scary situation where I can't see well. But these switches ain't where the probes that come with that are very, 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 very crappy. Maybe I got a poor connection there. I don't know, but I don't want to wipe out something. I don't have a fuse for filaments on here. I have an input fuse. I don't even know what it is. I probably should have a 1 to 1.5 amp for this amp, but I want to put a plate capacitor where this big orange drop is. I think that's going to change my situation a lot. Go to a plate capacitor. So that's it on this. There's the tremolo up there. I went in between the two 4.7 megs with the oscilloscope. Maybe I should go to the neon light part, but that's such low. I'll try it. Gotta really watch that negative. It scares the shit out of me without having a collar around it. So apparently this is not right. I'm at 50 volts. Whatever's going on here is not right. Oops. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a sine wave. But I know there's a lot of AC here. Hertz. This should be going. When I built another one, it was basically a flat line going up and down. My little transistorized one I built. I believe it was just basically not much more than a little. It was just going up and down with the DC pulses. Now what the hell? Yeah, what the hell am I doing? No. I'm changing everything. Where the hell's... Oh, this is down. I don't know. I'm getting 25 volts. I'm measuring DC volts. That's 50 volts. This is well over 50 volts. I better disconnect it. Turn it to AC. Where the hell's AC? There. Even stop the oscillator. Well, that's it. I can't do any more. But I will change that out and go to a plate capacitor. And I'm not going to get the reverb working. I'm not the reverb. The receive side. Let me get this dangerous thing out of here. I don't want to get minus snapping out on the 6.3 or the high voltage. I'd rather have it snap the high voltage than the 6.3, I think. But I'm not sure. So there's all the tonal stuff up here and inputs. There's my input. Man, what is that? This is input with the 68K resistors, wherever the hell they are. I can't see them here. Right. Where the hell are they? Oh, I don't see them. Right here. I can see them looking around the viewfinder, but looking through the viewfinder, I cannot see them. So I think it'll be more active. I change that. But I like that deep swell it has. If I go to a plate capacitor, it may not have that. But then it won't. That takes a long time to recover. Long time to recover. hit the foot switch and shut it off, it wouldn't come on when you wanted it. It would have to recover. So in order to make things fit, the choke for filtering the B plus has to fit into here. I had to cut that out for that. And the speaker, there's the foot switch there. And here's the speaker I could fit inside there. I like these speakers. It is a 16 ohm output transformer on there. The secondaries, so I cut this out. I think I had an 8-inch speaker. I cut it out, put it as low as I could. I didn't even know if I'd even shove this together. I never did have a reverb pan loaded inside of it. You can see everything is handwritten here, what it does. 16 ohms, exit speaker, standby. That sound like mud. So the send is working. The receiver side is. The send is not working. So here's the transformer I had. I measured that. So my meter's off about an ohm too, I think. It reads about 0.9 ohms high. I don't think I wrote that. No, I didn't write that. I can't make ohm marks that nice. But here's when I adjusted the biasing on it. There's a bias adjustment. I had to knock out a piece in the amplifier too for that to slide in too. Had to cut a piece of amplifier box. So here's the trap. That's original Fender part number too, according to that parts outlet. So here's the one I plug into. But I have to fiddle with, I don't know, I don't know if this transformer's good or not. I don't know. I don't even know what it was for. It's probably on here because this had reverb. It's probably the Gibson one. But I do have a Fender one around someplace. That's all in the shielded box container. But I ain't too concerned about the reverb. So I started labeling these V8, V1, V3 so I can figure out where the hell I'm at in this thing. Because I was having a hell of a time. V7, V7. I was having a hell of a time figuring out where they were. So I started writing it down. That's it on this thing. It's a good amp though. It's really decently loud. So the original transformer on here was puny. And I don't even know what it had for an output transformer. It had 6262 6BQ5s, and I had to use my die and cut these holes, and I put them that way as far as I could, and that way as far as I could, that way as far as I could, to move it away from the speaker. And this here had to go diagonal just to fit in that speaker basket part. And the magnet just almost, you only got like this much. Lucky, I don't even think you have a 1/4 inch between this size tube bottle and the magnet. So this one here, here's how you find these out. You just look at that, you'll see a hump where pin 1 is, or you can always know pin 1 is never there and pin 6 is never there for 6L6s. Pin 1 would be a 6L6 metal. Pin 1 would be the glass, or I mean the metal. Pin 8 is the cathode in grid number 3. Pin 7 is a filament, open connection. Grid number 2, 4. Grid number 2, grid number 1, plate, filament. Okay, nothing. It would be, if you put a metal in there, it's going to be hooked up to nothing. Or you should have that one grounded. Then it will ground out the metal shield. 2 and 7 are filaments. 3 is a plate. 4 is grid number 2, 5 is grid number 1, 6 nothing, 7 filaments, 8 cathode in grid 3. That's like that on all these things. 6V6s, 6K6, everyone's the same, which is a good idea. So I have to find the key that way. Just go like this. I mark them with white outer paint and just go like that and just go like that somehow and stick it in. I'll stick it in after. This one has the thin majigger on it, the index. Orange a Beginner's Corner. On the side, today's February 19th, I think, 2026. The day before the Earth stood still, I guess.